Hello and welcome to our brand new traveller show, Feudal Stars. This is the very first episode. Um, I'm really looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to playing Traveller for a long time, and we've got some people who've played a bit before and some who are new to Traveller as well. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. I am Pete, and I'm the referee.
Okay, hello. I'm back saying I'm Ben again. Okay, so I'm playing Kona Carl or Carl Kona, a hacker and former corporate agent.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Captain George Anson, a retired captain of the Navy, and also captain of our little ship.
Hi, I'm Leon, and I'm playing Frankie Chatham. I'm the ship's pilot. I failed to get into the military marine career that I wanted, so ended up in a life of crime. Roguish adventures. It wasn't really. I'm not really criminal. What is right and wrong in
Not
this
yet.
crazy universe.
Think.
Hi, I'm Simon. I was the Dread Pirate Roberts Space Pirate, and recently changed my name to Jacob Parsons. I'm a reformed character, and I still dress like a pirate.
And I'm Nye. I'm playing Professor Plim, who wanted to be a veterinarian, got drafted, and then became a mad scientist after causing a war, naturally. But that one was before the mad scientist business. That was an accident. Yeah.
Caused a war that drove you to mad science.
Yeah, exactly. As you do.
Yeah, of course. Excellent. Great. So, we should say a few thank yous first. So, Mongoose Publishing, thank you very much for sponsoring our new show. Tonight we will be giving away a copy of The Pirates of Drynax, which is a classic sandbox campaign box set for Traveller. And we'll be giving that away tonight, sort of halfway point when we take a bit of a nature break. We'll do a little thing in chat where you'll have to enter a hashtag. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. Otherwise, you'll all do it now and sod off. And you'll be in with a chance to win that box set. It's a very, very cool box set.
Also, so good. I considered not being in today's session, so I could sit in chat in the hope of winning the box set because it's a thing of great beauty.
If you're part of the show, you can't win the prizes.
Yeah,
he never lets us have any fun.
Oh, are the games not fun? Anyway, don't answer that. Don't answer that. So, also a big thank you to Pat or Spider Queen Long in the chat right now for our character art. Apologies, I didn't have time to get the last two pictures on the overlay for tonight, mainly because Leon's character just looked so damn hot. I thought it might be a bit dangerous for the audience. But Pat, thank you very much for the awesome art. And I think it's going to add a lot to the kind of the flavour of the game. And there's a load of it on our Discord as well. So if you want to come and join us on our Discord, where you can chat with Pat about the art and the players and me about the game, then feel free to join us. Someone wants to whack the Discord link in the chat. Okay, in a minute, I'm going to give a little bit of scene setting as to, what our Traveller universe is, and a bit of the territories involved, and then where we're going to start and what the characters are up to. But before we do, don't forget to check out all our social media. Links are below in the about if you're watching on Twitch, and in the video description if you're watching back on YouTube later. And if you do watch on YouTube, come and join us on Twitch. And if you do watch on Twitch, don't forget to go and give us a view and a like at the weekend on YouTube. Much appreciated. Do check out our Discord. As I said, we have nearly 400 people in our Discord community chatting about all of our games and role-playing in general and movies and TV shows and all kinds of other stuff. It's absolutely fantastic community, and it's down to all the people who have joined that have made it. Also, check out our Patreon. There's loads of free stuff on there, but if you do feel like signing up, we're about to announce some changes to our Patreon and some tiers and some new content that will be coming very soon, because we have now branched out to 4 Garblags, myself and Ben and Millie and Matt, all content creators now for the Greater Garblag. So there's loads of stuff coming. So go and check that out as well. We also have a Kickstarter from Ben, Descendants of Darkness, which is going on right now. And I think a few people in chat have already pledged. Ben, do you want to give a very short overview?
Yes. Descendants of Darkness, a modern urban horror story. There's my Nightbot kicking in and telling you that it's available. Play as descendants of dark and spooky powers trying to live in a world that hates you.
Excellent. Excellent. Sounds like lots of fun. And what kind of polyhedral dice do you use for said game?
A dodecahedron.
Excellent. Excellent. You can also support Pat further by checking out Spider Queen Long Patreon at the link, which I've just put in chat. So you can go and support Pat. Loads of awesome, cool stuff there. So,
Be warned, some of it is not safe for work.
This is true. This is true. But it's all awesome.
It is all awesome, but if you're at work, maybe save it till you get home.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right. So, where shall we begin? We shall begin with our lovely star chart, which we can see in the middle of the screen. Hopefully, viewers, you've got a good view of that. We are setting our game in 4 subsectors. A quadrant of the Sudenica Reaches is named the Sudenica Reaches because the Duke of Sudenica, who is a member of the aristocracy of the Third Imperium, which is the mega huge human civilization in the Traveller universe. His territories just creep into this zone. If you can see in the top left hand corner, the kind of greeny bluey hexagons, Denica, Sigyn, Dargi, Mokosh, those systems, they are all part of the Duchy of Sudenica. The area just beyond is slightly less civilized, but only in the way that it's not one big amalgam or all being collected under the Imperium banners. And the initial scouts from the Duchy have gone out and found that there are a number of small organizations and territories and even individual planets sort of working together, trading, doing all these things here. In this region, we have in the center the 3 blue hexagons. This is the Minervan sacred realm, where the people of Minerva had their technology had dwindled, and an ancient starport was in orbit of their world, and they saw this, and it pushed them on to reach up into space once again. And once they've got there, they found jump-capable starships and started to colonize local space. Now, one thing we should talk about, Traveller, and Minerva is a good example of, is this is thousands of years in the future.
Well, Pete,
So the
you've
technology...
got a question in chat about what program you used to make the star map.
Oh, I used Inkscape for this, which is a scalable vector graphic editor like Illustrator. It's just a free version, and it's a really cool, handy program. Thousands of years in the future, technology has ebbed and flowed up and down, and there are planets that are primitive, some that are industrial revolution era, and then there are some that are advanced and going out into space and interacting with each other and trading. And you can see the dotted lines on the map are the trade routes between the kind of more advanced or galactic aware planets in the system. We have to the right of the Minervan sacred realm, we have the Ogan Republic, which is the kind of purpley pinky color. These people are a collective of planets democratically governed who have come together with a council, and they are trying to go out and find new life and new civilizations, and to make friends, and to go out and further trade. And then to the bottom of the map, hopefully we can see the kind of ochre yellowy systems. That's the Uckerite Combine. And these are rampant industrialists who are moving through systems, taking them over, strip mining them. They're not necessarily aggressive or overly combative, but they are very industrialist. So they, leave moonlit scarred when they, tear them apart and pull all the precious metals out of them. They are currently at war with a system called Triglav, and we'll go into that in a little bit, just to touch a little bit. Now, there are some systems that aren't color-coded, and they are kind of lower technology systems. They may be aware of the world, and they may have starports, and travelers may go and see them. But they themselves either choose to have simpler lives or are stuck in a technology era before your own. Some people take advantage of this, like the Ukarite Combine might turn up and go, I tell you what, we'll give you a load of mining gear that's really high tech if you mine the planet for us and give us some of the stuff, and we'll make your life better. We'll give you some technology and that kind. Whereas others think, no, let's not interrupt them. Like the Ogan Republic with Svetovid, they have a nice deal with the people who live there, where they have some stopover. They refuel in the gas giant there, but then they head off to Maturg, as soon as they can. So they try not to disturb those people. So there's planets that aren't part of any affiliation or spacefaring themselves, and then you'll see the odd sort of white X where they are independent worlds that are spacefaring but have chosen to remain to themselves. So the nearest one is Tothan, which is a world with high technology beyond pretty much anybody else within a few parsecs, and they are going out and checking around and quite austere. They are a planet of clones. Their whole population is produced from a clone stock of no one quite knows how many, but a base set of people that make up their planet. And they have the Tothan Genetic Authority ruling over them, and they're quite fairly strict. So this is all going on. We have amber zones. So anything that's that orange, where the planet itself is also amber, that is a warning. Basically, the Traveller Aid Society, which is kind of dotted around on different starports, working in the area to kind of sort of proponent for trade and people moving around, they put out warnings on certain systems that either they're in the middle of a war, they're having trouble, there's something dangerous about the world, so watch out. So an amber system is one that is dangerous. So Zorse, for example, is a highly advanced world, but is in the middle of a civil war. There are fighting groups on their planet and throughout their star system, and it's very dangerous. Now, occasionally Zortian pirates and groups escape or get out to try and get resources from other places and steal them. So people are a bit worried about lopers from that area. So there's all these kind of things going on in the local area, and the Duke of Zudenica's like, oh, I want to come in and have a look around and maybe make some trade alliances and stir it up, see if I can get them fighting each other, and then maybe move in. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll be a friend. And this is all the backdrop, because really this isn't a mega plot story. What we have is we have a crew of 12 on our ship, and not everyone is here tonight. We're making each episode 5 players, and between each session on our Discord, our patrons get to see the in-character conversations of the crew about what's going on and where we're going, which system we're going to next, and what missions they might want to take on. So I've already shared, for example, the trade possibilities out of Minerva, the kind of base trade things. If you want to do any speculative trading, we will be doing that tonight. And it's good to say that Traveller is a game of kind of sub-games. Character creation is famous in Traveller, and it is, well known. It's like a very cool little sub game. If you're going through your terms, you might die. It's a lot less likely these days in modern Traveller, but there is a chance of you dying if you push it too far. I think Millie's character that's got really old and really knackered, I think.
Yeah, we've got a really good spread of characters, haven't we? Because we've got
We
12
have.
potential players. We've got the
Yes.
option to run a wide variety of different missions, from
Yeah.
spy missions to diplomacy missions to even military operations, if we pull the right people at the right time.
Absolutely. So we've got Jeff, Matt, Dan, Pat, Millie. Help me, guys. Who else am I forgetting?
All of us.
Sorry?
All of us.
Yes.
Jim.
Yep.
Alden.
Aldoon. Yeah.
Our elder
So
statesman.
we've got a
Lewis.
Yep. So we've got a whole raft of people you'll see on the show as we go through the series. And this is going to be steered by the crew. They're going to be going where they want to go, doing what they want to do, and we'll be generating things, and I'll be reacting to what they do. So it's more of a sandbox than we normally do here on Garblag Game, or that I normally do on Garblag Games.
Slight correction there, Pete. I'm the pilot, so they'll be going where I decide they go.
You're not playing Hiller today. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, we've got a Grammar Sam has said in the chat about the Traveller Map. People should go and check out Traveller Map. Just Google Traveller Map. It's a massive. It's an online resource of the OTU, the original Traveller universe. This is MTU, My Traveller Universe, and everyone can play with their own. I mean, I randomly generated all of the star systems in this. Or in these 4 subsectors, and star system generation is another one of those mini games within Traveller that allows you to just have a bit of fun almost on your own. You know, trade is another sub game. There's various different things that you can get out of Traveller. It's really flexible, really easy. It's just 2 6-sided dice. Most of the time you guys are going to be rolling to try and get 8s. If it's particularly GTU, the Garblag Traveller universe, I like it. If there's something that's super easy, it might be a bit lower. If there's something really hard, it might be harder. You guys will be rolling 2 dice and adding your skill, your attribute dice modifier, and then that's your result. It's a very simple game. Occasionally you'll need more dice, more d6, because you'll roll damage. Some guns might do 4d damage, and you roll 4 6-sided dice. But it's fairly simple, but there's an elegance to its simplicity, which is great. We can do boons and banes where you get extra dice, a bit like advantage and disadvantage in D&D. We get another die, and then you drop the best one or the worst one, depending on whether you're a boon or a bane. Cool. Okay. So
I'm still upset that I'm not psychic.
I know. Oh. And it was fun. You were like, oh, I really want to get psychic, and then Jim rolled psychic.
Yeah.
And you were like, no. There is a character creation session available on our YouTube channel, which I think someone's linked earlier on. To be fair, it was a bit crazy because there were 12 people making characters or starting all their characters, and that's been carried on our Discord. One last thing to say is the world building for this and the background actions and the kind of faction turns, once again inspired by the awesome Millie the GM. I will be conducting those with our patrons. So I'm getting all our patrons to sign up to one of the factions, and then I will be talking to them on Discord about, right, what's going to be going on this week in the background with the Ogan Republic, with the Ukarite Combine, and all those things. Anyway, that's probably enough of a backdrop, and more will come out as we go. But I thought I'd kind of set up our little area of space and what's going on for the players and for our viewers before we begin. So
let's get spacey.
So you guys are aboard your lab ship, or should I say Plim and Currens. The glittering ocean world of Minerva is beneath you, and the sunlight is shimmering across the vast ocean. There are very few tiny land masses on this world. It is a water world. It's so sparsely got those rocky elements, but occasionally there's a tiny little island or archipelago or volcano sticking out of the water. And the people of this world have spent their time living above and below the water, and gazing up at this almost temple-like structure floating in space with kind of dome-like spires, steeples poking off of it. And ever since they've been able to look up through their primitive telescopes, I mean, they're now discovered fusion, so they are advanced people with good technology, but this planet, they're not capable of building their own jump drive vessels. However, all of you, for one reason or another, have felt the best place to hide is in the draconian religious starport of Minerva. The law level is extremely high. Weapons and armor are not allowed on the station. This is a holy site. And this holy site has inspired these people to go out into space. And you know they have colonized 2 other star systems nearby. And they are starting to spread out. And now their missionaries and their deacons are going out into space to share the message of the sacred realm. And from this starport, you can see there's a few ships moving around. They have obviously found some vessels within this starport. It's a relic of an ancient age, and you can see there's a little bit of it. You guys have. Sorry, go on.
No, I sneezed, so I was
Okay.
blessing myself. I said, bless me, sorry.
Ego
You are
te
blessed.
absolvo.
So you've all gathered in this system, and Plim has been using this old lab ship, and at the moment it's pretty empty. You know, a couple of years ago, the corridors of this lab ship rang with the joyful sound of scientists at work doing experiments, conducting surveys, traveling between stars. A series of micrometeorite impacts have unfortunately led to the ship being slightly less, sort of falling apart every now and then. And it takes a little bit of extra help. And over time, Plim and Karen have kind of pulled together this group of people, and you are all aboard the lab ship, which is like a large ring with thrusters on either side, and there's a little corridor in the middle that leads to a pinnace.
Ulysses 31.
Yes,
Big eye in the front that opens up so you go faster.
very much so.
Mhm.
And you've all got little guns that have lightsabers coming out of the top, and shields on rings. I love that cartoon. So you're all on board the lab ship, and you have been requesting to leave. You've gathered your people together, and you are here at this start. There is, we've shared already before the game the trade opportunities that are.
Yes, have we got a crew, a cargo, or anything yet?
Yeah, so we've got passengers.
Okay.
Neither ship has enough cargo space to take any cargo.
Not even a little one.
No, because you have to take the cargo in its entirety. So if there's 60 tons of something, you have to have 60 tons of space to take it.
I see.
Yeah.
You can't
Whenever you're
take
in a port, what we do is we generate passengers and we generate freight. And I've done an extra little add-on to the sub-game where we roll on the map to see in which direction that bunch of passengers or that freight is going. And there were a series of passengers going to Salis, to Tothan, to Miklan, to Kulla, to Tvastar, and to Hludana. Some of those are in the right direction and some of those in the wrong direction. You guys have received communication through a series of contacts of investment banking and starports. I believe Karen has a contact at the Tothan starport, and you have put together an investment package with Celestial Investments, which is a banking group at Tothan. And they have made an offer to you. They are rolling out a new line of Explorer-class Star Trader vessels, 800-ton vessels capable of Jump 2. And they're looking for people to take them on and to potentially undergo certain missions in the area. They can, however, just buy them and pay the mortgage on them if they want to. And the first one of these has rolled off the production line recently. And between you, with your clout, your previous careers, your hacking knowledge, your captain, and all these things together, you've made the right connections, and this opportunity has opened up to you. So you know that in Tothen there is a fairly substantial vessel awaiting your purchase, and that is kind of our starting position. So is there anything you guys want to do while you're at Minerva? The planet below is mostly ocean world. You may be down there having a break and a holiday if you want to be, or you can be up on the lab ship, or you can be on the space station. It's up to you.
How much cargo space have we got?
3 tons.
Yeah,
3
and then
tons.
there's 11 tons on the yacht.
The yacht that's clamped onto the side of your
Yeah. But the space is used up for the cargo for the passengers.
For the passengers, so we've got no space at all.
How many passengers have you got?
Probably a bit of paper. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13.
13 passengers.
Europe.
And where are they going?
So we're going to go to Miklan. So 4 of the passengers are going to come all the way with us to Tothen, and then the rest of the passengers are just going to Miklan.
Okay, so these passengers are spending the next sort of 6 hours arriving, getting their gear on board. They're slightly confused that it's a lab ship. They're kind of more expecting something like a far trader or a free trader. And they are kind of looking around at all these lab areas, and the staterooms aren't kind of lavishly decorated. They each have kind of small workstations in the corner where one might sit and work late into the night, that kind of thing. They are bunked, but you've got enough rooms, I believe, to house everyone in their own one.
Is there anybody local looking to do any information transport? And I'm not talking about like physical mail. I'm talking about digital information that needs to be transported on our journey. Because that doesn't take up space. And that's something that I would be interested in finding out.
Well, so if you want to be able to do just digital mail, you need to have a special sensor array. So there's a special digital mail transceiver array, which means it's very secure.
It's like
People
a
don't
direct
entrust
laser.
it to people without it because they don't want their information. However, you can take physical mail, which doesn't take up lots of space. I would be willing for you to roll to see if there's mail to go.
I was thinking a little bit more Johnny Mnemonic style information transport.
But regular mail is fine. We would happily take regular mail because
regular mail works.
And we can do a special trade if you want to, Ben, to see if there's any speculative goods and that you might. As someone with a broker skill and hacking, you may be able to get into the underground levels of the Sacred Realm broadband internet and figure that out. But Roger,
yes,
let's see if there's any mail going to Miklan. Right, so what is your ship isn't armed, is it? What is your highest naval or scout rank?
captain.
And what level is that? 4?
One off the top one. I'm not sure which one. Uno momento, por favor.
Maybe Captain 5, rank 5.
5.
Okay, so you get a +5 to this. And of the 5 of you, what's your highest social standing?
I'm 12.
Say +2.
Yeah.
And you roll an 8 on a +7 with 2 dice.
Well, you need to roll a 12 or more on mail because it's one of these things where they don't trust everyone to it.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you are you're a military, past military person or a scout or navy, And if you have enough social standing where you can kind of convince them, then you
Can
can
I
make
be
a roll.
persuasive?
No, this isn't like a skill roll. This is
Oh,
like
okay.
we've docked, and they've gone, oh, hang on, there's a captain docked. We'll offer them the mail contract. So if you roll 2d6 plus 5 for your rank and plus 2 for that, so plus 7.
Oh,
19.
19.
So yes,
Double
you...
6. Bloody hell.
Yeah, they don't offer you the mail; they give it to you and pay you in advance.
So
I think they
Malcolm-
should pay us triple for that.
Mail containers take up 5 tons of space each, and there is 1d, so 1d6 of
We have
mail
to-
containers. You must take them all or none at all.
Oh, crap.
Hopefully you rolled low.
I rolled 6.
Oh, right. You can't take it.
So there's 30 tons
Yeah,
of mail containers.
You haven't got that.
Now, what you can do
We've
is
got a lot of labs. Could we
you can
kind
pay 1,000 credits per lab to strip it all out and just turn it into a holding space.
And how much do we get for the post, for the taking the mail?
25,000.
5,000. Okay, so it would be a net profit.
25,000 per container.
25,000, not 5,000
25,000.
per container.
container.
That would be very good.
Okay.
Ooh, let's do the
then-
maths on that. Is 24,000 per container for 30 containers worth the money?
6
containers.
containers.
6 containers.
So yeah, we've got enough
Simon's
cargo
quickly
space
doing
to
the maths
take
there.
2. So we
He's
need
very
to
quick
convert
about it.
4 labs, don't we?
That would be
So we need to spend 4,000 to convert the ship to take it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
if you're wondering at home which person Pete had to kind of gently ease into the complexity of Traveller, it's me. I'm still struggling with how the mail. Oh, Leon as well. Thank you, Leon. I'm not alone.
So the whole mail idea. So
Yes.
light speed can't be broken by a transmission. So a
Okay.
jump drive can get you somewhere. Each jump takes you 1 week, no matter how long the jump is. So your ship
Oh,
is jump 2.
Okay.
If you jump 1
Right.
parsec, it takes you a week. If you jump 2 parsecs, it also takes you a week. If
Hmm.
you have a ship that's a jump 6, it takes you 1 week to jump 6 parsecs. It's like
Okay.
a bubble that's created and then collapses after a certain amount
Okay.
of time.
And since
However-
transmissions take so long, people want to send by letter. Got it. Okay.
Exactly.
I was a bit
So they
confused. I was
send
about to say,
mail.
yeah.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
And they can do digital transmission, but you need to be even more secure and have a special array to do that. Or they give you these big containers full of newspapers and not newspapers, but like hard drives and all that kind of stuff that you can then drop off and you literally deliver the mail. So news travels by ships, which is why they like travelers and why people want to welcome you in, because you'll be bringing information.
Mhm.
And for a
the
large
Pony Express.
exactly
Well,
exactly.
it happens in real life
No,
as well. When the
newspapers.
data is too big to send by email, they actually just take the physical hard drive and mail it. It's because it's quicker that way and cheaper. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. Interesting.
So space the guys in chat saying it's newspapers. It's just drums full of newspapers. That's
People really
that's
like the
tech-
Minerva Times.
Yeah, that's the
Very
tech level
popular
6 world.
publication.
Yeah, it's a little bit preachy.
There's lots of religious pamphlets, isn't it?
The good thing about
it is
the
like
good-
Watchtower.
pamphlets that people
the
push
good
on
thing
Union
about
Street.
30 tons of Watchtower in the hold.
So Minerva, the sacred realm, they have very strict laws on their planet and mainly on the space station because they see it as a holy site. But they are not going around doing holy wars on people to convert them to their message. They're fairly kind of middle of the road. We have a nice message. We want to go out and help people. We're trying to do kind of charitable things here and there, help out, find planets that we can help because we have been blessed with good fortune to find this technology. Let's go out and help other people and spread the word in that way. So your dealings here have been fairly pleasant if controlled, so
Yeah.
you haven't been allowed any weapons. You haven't
I
been...
will have stayed on the ship most of the time.
Okay. You'll have stayed on the ship. That's fine.
So yes, I would like to try and do a little bit of digging to see if there's any secure, because historically my character was built around the sort of courier model. So transmitting and carrying secure information, but information that was too dangerous to entrust to broadband communication or paper communication.
Okay.
I have technology upon my person where information can be stored.
Ooh. Okay, right. Scroll case.
Just don't
right,
ask him about his hard drive.
Could you tuck a newspaper under his arm? Right. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you make a roll. So in what way are you going to try and... Are you on the space station trying to talk to people? Are you doing...
I'm going to go through legal
remotely?
brokerage channels, but I'm going to go up to
From
the
your ship.
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
go to the brokerage channels that once you get past all the chaff, all the low level stuff.
Yeah.
And you start reaching up to we've got more exclusive contracts kind of level, something like that. So I want to try and use brokerage to see if there's a secure deal that anybody wants to transfer.
Hey, interesting. Right. So what we're going to have then is we are going to have a broker roll self, and it's going to be social, isn't it? Broker.
Yep.
Yeah. So 2d6. Add your thing. Now, this is going to be very difficult because, as you can imagine, this is a highly controlled society, very religious. There is a certain amount of doctrine that people are trying to follow. All of it seems fairly pleasant.
Yeah, I'm not
doctrine,
trying to
but...
break any laws.
Oh, no, absolutely. But still,
this
like missions and
particular
secret
thing,
things are a bit
but
more...
I am looking to push up to the top
Absolutely.
end of things.
So this is going to be very difficult, and
Right.
it's going to be a 12 plus.
Well, a 9's not going to cut it then.
Okay. Does anybody in chat want to give Ben a reroll?
Do you want to summarise
Being that 'cause
briefly
we've got
what the
some new
rerolls
people.
are? Because we've got some new guys.
We
in
have
chat.
got new people, haven't we? Yes. Excellent. And thank you, new people, for joining us. If you spend 1,000 Garblag Groats, you can buy one of my awesome players a reroll where they can reroll one of their rolls. If you spend 2,000 Garblag Groats, you can give me a reroll where I can reroll one of my rolls, or get one of the players to reroll one of their recent rolls. So Naren Exec has just given you a reroll there, Ben.
There you go. What a perfect example to demonstrate how rerolls work on Garblag.
Absolutely.
I was thinking of the channel.
Oh, you got another one.
You got two.
Yep. Look
I'm
at
still thinking of the channel.
that. Okay.
There we go.
For it.
12.
Hey, 12. Okay,
Boom.
right.
Ooh,
So
nailed it.
you, after dealing with a few kind of low-level deacons and being passed through a bishop's administration office, you finally make your way to a missionary militant, which is one of the kind of armed forces. They do have some armed forces for defending themselves and, arming the guns on the ships and those kinds of things. And
Space Paladins.
Basically. And
You whisper that when you see them. Oh my god, they're space paladins.
It's like a phone call. So it's a voice only kind of transaction where you've finally got through. All the other ones have been video. This one seems to be audio only. And at the beginning of your call, there were various kind of clicks and ticks and sounds at the beginning of the transmission.
We're familiar with the clicks and ticks. We know how that works.
And then a voice comes over the speaker. Good afternoon. Sorry, someone did tell me your name, but I didn't write it.
I shouldn't worry about it, Your Eminence.
Well, we don't need any of that.
Okay.
Just to refer to me as Dubaris.
Dubaris. I am a specialized courier. I've made it my business for several years now to transmit and carry confidential data
Hmm.
I've recently struck out as an independent in the field rather than working for others, and I'm looking to build a portfolio of clients who are interested in developing these services and making use of them. I understand you're in the market for someone who would be able to transmit some secure data for you through less public channels.
Yes, well, I've kind of been given a little snapshot about your ship or some of your crew, although I believe there's 12 of you, and I've only got files on, you hear some rufflings of paper, on 8 of your crew members. An interesting bunch that you are associating yourself with these days.
Yes, quite. As with all new businesses, we must make concessions and adjustments. However, this is a legitimate business venture, and everyone is committed to making the best of what they can do.
All right, bear with me. Roger, no. Yes. Well, I can see you're legitimate. I mean, you have some notable names amongst your group, and with Captain Anson, so I can see you mean business. Um, uh, some of our missionary vessels have already left system on their blessed course to and unfortunately, they left too soon for us to be able to transfer some important information. And I have some encrypted files that I would be keen to get to Micklin. Are you returning this way?
As yet, that has been undecided. We, as you're probably aware,
Take that as a
heading
no then.
to Micklin to purchase a new ship. No doubt we will be back this way at some point, but there is no immediate plan to return.
In which case, it was a simple drop-off at the asteroid starport.
Happy to assist.
I will send someone to your airlock with the something, and I'm willing to compensate you for your trouble. However, I would ask that you do not access these files.
They will remain completely unaccessed. That is a core tenet of the business.
Good. My colleague in Micklin will obviously be able to tell if they have been accessed, and will inform me if that's the case.
Of course.
Very well. Well, I'm willing to compensate you 5,000 credits for your trouble.
Perfectly adequate.
Hope so. Very well. When are you leaving?
When are we leaving?
Shortly, a few hours, I guess.
Within
Yes,
the day. A few hours at most. We are currently boarding passengers.
Ah, of course. Okay. Very well.
Which will help with the discretion angle if your physical courier is heading this way.
Yes. Yes. Of course. Very well. Thank you very much. Assistance. And I hope you have a blessed journey through the sacred realm.
Thank you very much.
It's the communication. Okay, who's seeing people onto the ship? Who's welcoming passengers and telling them where to go?
Oh no, that's stewarding, isn't it? That's not me.
As far as luck would have it, I also have the steward skill, although I only have it at 0.
I think for these class of passengers, you don't need steward.
Then I will quite happily see people onto the ship,
Okay.
I mean,
who are Emiartes.
I'm assuming it wouldn't be expected for the captain to do it.
No.
Well, it depends on the class of passenger. If you get high passengers, then definitely they want you to welcome them at the door, shake their hand. Because these people will be high class kind of politicians or explorers or
They're the ones that are going onto the yacht and can mingle with actors and
Do we have any high-class people coming on board?
yeah, we do. We have 2.
Okay, then I will ensure I am present to welcome them.
Okay.
Although I will need someone with steward as well.
I have steward only at 0, but I've got it. And I need to tell you anyway about the data transfer contract.
Yeah, it's fine. When we're
Just
not
that
with
it exists
passengers,
and it's legitimate.
It's money.
Okay.
Just tell me it's legitimate, even if it isn't.
The 2 high passengers are clearly tourists when they come aboard. Captain, oh, thank you. They look across at your colleague who's dressed as a pirate and kind of give him a strange glance. Captain, thank you for welcoming
cruise.
us on board.
I'm afraid not all of the uniforms have arrived yet.
Oh, well, and they're kind of looking around.
It's a new crew.
He's got a camera and he's kind of taking pictures. And his wife is there and she's saying, well, this is our first journey off-world and we are so excited to see the asteroid settlement of Mictlan. It's been something we've wanted to see for a long time. And, we've been able to turn ourselves away from the great work of the sacred realm for a very short time to take this trip. So thank you so much for having us.
We are very pleased to have you on our ship.
Well, this is excellent. Just kind of looking around. This is a strange. I mean, when I arrived at the dock and I saw that it was a circular vessel, I sort of checked on the data link, and this is a laboratory vessel, isn't it?
It is a laboratory vessel. We are on our way to upgrade to a brand new ship, the first of her class.
Oh, excellent. And they seem slightly intimidated almost by this information.
I would be more than happy to show you images that we have received of our new vessel.
I was wondering if there were any of the if you're a laboratory ship, surely there must be some scientists on board. I myself,
of course, there are.
am very interested in the sciences.
I dabble myself.
Oh, excellent.
Ah, yes, the sciences. I know them well.
Well, I mean, if there are any of your professionals on board and any of your laboratories are in action, I would very much enjoy seeing what kind of experimentation people are doing. I know on a galactic standard, our small world is a little behind, but we're working hard. And the blessed nature, the blessed aspect of nature is unraveling before us, and we are learning so much more. We're taking that with us on our journey through the sacred realm, obviously.
I shall have a word with our chief science officer and arrange for a tour.
Oh, that would be fantastic if I could have any kind of just a short introduction. I assume there's going to be some sort of drinks meet and greet this evening.
Of course.
Oh, excellent. Well, can your lackey over there help us to our room? Would that be possible?
Of course. He will show you to your quarters.
Oh, excellent. That's fantastic.
And I shall see you for drinks later.
Yes. One moment, says the guy, and he kind of hands his camera over to his wife and stands next to you and puts his arm around you, and he's like, "Go on, don't cut my head off." And she's like,
sword comes out. I'm
It's like,
joking.
oh,
I
excellent.
don't have
Could
a
you get the
sword.
sword out? Could you pull the
don't have
sword out? Oh, you've got to have a cutlass. I mean, you're for boarding actions. And they kind of take a photo with you, and they're
I'll
like
pose for the
very
photograph.
enamored with you, and they kind of go off with they go over to Simon's character.
Plim's not going to like this.
They're like, here are our bags, and they kind of hand them over to you.
That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. I shall smile with my what's it called? My face
Adamant.
paint, my adamant face paint, glistening, with the biggest grin, and I shall help them with their luggage. Thinking to
Ridicule
myself,
is nothing to be scared of.
ridicule is
So,
nothing to be scared of.
It's very interesting that you're wearing such costumes on board, although your captain says the uniforms hadn't arrived yet.
Oh, I dress like this all the time. It's just the rage, you know.
Oh well, what off-world on other worlds? Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Is
I
it
am
a
from.
pirate trend on Minerva.
I am from the stars. I was born in the stars, and I shall live in the stars.
Oh,
Come,
wow.
hurry this way. We shall get you all settled in.
oh, thank you so much. Okay, you lead them off to their.
Yeah.
I'm now just imagining getting on a megabus and seeing the driver in like full pirate regalia, and it's like,
Are you sure you didn't mean the Venga bus?
well, yes, of course, the Venga bus. How? Oh, silly mistake of mine.
Okay. Anson, while you've been there doing all of this stuff, you spot one of the passengers come on board, and he has a clearly kind of he's wearing civvies, but he has a very clear military look about him. And he just comes on, he's got his luggage, and he's kind of comes in, hello, ticket and everything. But there's something a bit more,
I'm
all the
assuming
others
someone
seem-
else is kind of dealing with that, but I see it.
Yeah.
Well, I would have dealt with it, but you just
Well, no,
sent
there's
me
12.
off.
Remember, there's other people on the crew. So there's let me get the names up. So there's Octavius. Oh, he won't be dealing with people. There's Monty. There's Karen.
I can
There's
see that
Daria.
our actor and our two diplomats would both be sat in the lounge waiting to receive the high-class passengers. Like,
Absolutely.
oh boy, get you a drink.
Oh, the Marquis would certainly be in the.
Bark
in the lounge.
Wahlberg, isn't it? Bark Wolfberg, isn't that his name? Yeah. So that's all going on. Up in the bridge. So our pilot, Frankie, you're sitting there, and you get contacted by the Minervan High Sacred Transit Authority. Blessed be you out in the sacred realm.
Oh, wait, can they see me?
No,
Or
it's
is it
just an audio.
Okay.
Thing.
Loving the idea that
It's not
everything's
radio.
got sacred attached to it. So this is the Holy Minervan Sacred Traffic Warden.
Well, I was thinking if I was going out into space, I think everything was bloody fantastic. So it's like this is the sacred realm. It's pretty cool.
Blessed to you.
Excellent. Have you decided on your final flight path and jump pattern?
Yes, we'll be heading for McLaren. We're loading our passengers up now.
Please ensure you get to safe jump distance. The nearest Lagrange point is 3 days
Okay.
flight out from system. Please make sure when undocking from starport to travel safely and slowly. Have a low thrust policy here.
That won't be a problem. That'll be fine. How's the weather?
The weather, beautiful. Sun is shining down there. The surf is good, as usual. Surfer religious people. They live on a
Good.
water world.
I just love the concept.
It's either that or Dennis Hopper on an oil tanker. You know, it's one of the two. Sorry, Nye, you were going to say?
No, I just love the idea of it being like, how's the weather? It's like, oh, it's quite lovely. Thank you for asking. Like them going, oh, this is the first time anyone's actually asked me something. Ooh.
Polite conversation.
So
Excellent.
nice.
Well, don't forget to file your final flight plans with us. And please have a safe journey through the Sacred Realm.
Yep, they will, and obviously notify you just before we pull on out.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. You know, as pilot, you have to get beyond 100 diameters of the world you're on before you are safe to jump.
Mhm.
It just takes you a while to fly that way. In some systems, they have like nearby Lagrange points in, you know, where the gravitational forces of gas giants and moons create kind of dead spots that are easier to jump in and out of and things like that. So you know, flying out there going to take you a few days to get out there, and then can jump safely. You can
You don't want to see what happens to a ship where gravity doesn't do what you want it to do.
exactly. You're getting completely free of that kind of body and its gravitational forces.
Well, no, com to Anson. Captain, we got an ETA on when we're finishing loading?
Three hours.
Cool.
We are
Okay.
awaiting the final shipment of post to arrive and the last few passengers.
Great.
Excellent. Cool.
I'm going to pull out my slate in the entryway of the ship and start running the astrogation numbers.
Okay. Cool. Oh, you've invoked the word astrogation. We're going to have a roll from you in a minute. But first, we're gonna go over. The camera goes over to an empty corridor outside a laboratory. Forgotten rooms and chambers that were once thriving with activity, scientific study, unparalleled in fine. And there we see a troubled figure walking through the corridor. The big, because this is a circular ship, and it can spin to create the effect of gravity. It has grav plating, but it can also spin if you want to have experiments that are done under centripetal force rather than having the gravitational manipulation field acting on them. So that it has these. You're walking along this curved thing, Professor Plim, and the kind of shadows of your former life around you, and you know, you are making your way towards this hub of activity. Passengers on board your ship. It's the first time that it's really been this way, but you need to kind of make your own way out amongst the stars. There's troubles in your past that maybe you don't want to revisit too soon.
Yes, that is definitely the case. I'm probably mumbling to myself, going like, the cytosine, just like kind of wandering, and then go, oh, I'm here. Okay. So would I immediately like recognize the scientific people, or is like, because I'm a bit interested, are these like, do they meld faith with their science, or is it more kind of like they're just scientists, but they also have this like
Scientists
spiritualism?
who have spirituality, so they're not.
Okay,
It's not.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no, it's curious.
Yeah. So you head to there's a kind of communal area where you know the famous Wagner actor Bach Wolfberg is hanging out with Monty, the retired Star Marine, who he's going to be playing in a new film that's coming out soon. On in a few years' time, he's doing research on his role, hanging out with you guys. And there's a couple of the other guys, and you see this couple who are clearly tourists, and they're taking pictures of everything. On little phone-sized camera devices. And how do you appear? What do you dress in? In a
I would
lab
dress,
coat or
yeah, my lab coat. I'm
Okay.
probably wearing, the lab coat probably takes up most of the what people would see. I'm probably wearing like quite loose fitting, like kind of a natty t-shirt or something. I'm probably not dressed nicely.
Sure.
Um,
But this woman sees you as you enter,
Okay.
and she's like, "Oh, excellent. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Doctor, professor. I'm not sure
Professor, yes. Hello.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. When I heard that this was a laboratory ship that we were taking to Miquelon, I was just very interested to know if there were any of the previous scientific crew aboard. My husband and I are going to Miquelon to finally see the marvel of the asteroid settlement, and we're fascinated in all things sciencey. So I just wondered if there was anyone of the sciences here on board to have a chat with on this trip
Oh, yes.
for the
Well,
next
yes.
10 days.
Yes. I'm I'm the only member of the crew who is from the previous scientific vessel. This is I kind of came with the ship, if you will. Ha ha ha. But yes, I would be very happy to talk science with you. Do you have any particular fields you're interested in?
I was going
Would
to ask
be
what your primary discipline was.
mine would be veterinary, biology,
Oh,
xenology, all that kind of aspects. Yes.
e- excellent. So animals from all kinds of worlds.
Yes, precisely.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. I mean, we mostly, as you can imagine, we mostly have sort of marine life
Mhm.
on Minerva, and that's what I've known most of my life. I love diving and seeing the different fish and that are on the
Mhm.
world. It's amazing, but I'd love to see more larger sort of land animals. I've heard
Mhm.
and I've seen, videos and to understand how their bodies work and their societies and things like that. That would be very interesting. It
Well,
must be very
yes.
fulfilling work.
It is. I definitely enjoy the study and the field. And if you wish, I can definitely talk about these subjects with you as the journey continues. That is absolutely. I'd be delighted. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Professor. Professor
Plim.
Lim. Oh,
Yes. But you can call me Plim. It's quite all right. I have been familiar with academics who get quite upset if you don't mention the professor, but I'm okay with just Plim.
my name's Serena.
Nice to meet you, Serena. Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so some of you are hanging out in the kind of communal area. The passengers are all coming on board. We go over to our astrogation. So you've gone to the computer system because the astrogation is not a kind of simple task, and using your own computer, the ship's computer is all part of the process of planning your route out star system. However, you are aided in the fact there's that little dotted line on the map. So let me get to the.
Unless this space road works, in which case we're in trouble.
Okay. there's an intergalactic bypass being made. Okay, so this is a standard jump. So loads of people travel this. There's documented records on all the kind of jumps that have gone between here and there, and it's traveled. I mean, it's not. We're not talking about Third Imperium where all the routes are traveled every day, all the time. But every week there's a number of ships that move across this jump route. So it's easy. It's a 4+ that you'll need to roll. Already have another
Do I
reroll
actually
version,
need
so-
to roll?
You do, because if you roll like a double one, then you
Okay. I was gonna say, on a double
massively
one,
cock
it's
it up.
still a pass.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who's subbing and following, by the way, while we're playing. Sorry, I'm kind of in the flow, so I didn't want to stop, but thank you very much to everyone
Just
who's
double check that that's the right roll. Here's my maths coming in now.
boom. Maths. Whoa,
It was
5.
almost a double one.
Do I need to roll? Yes, you need to roll. Okay. So your
Well, that's what you get for
mind-
having to do it on like a slate in the cargo bay while you're
True.
standing around waiting.
True. Your and also your mind is on this package, this information. You know, you're interested in the fact that there is an aspect of Minervan culture that wants to exploit your services. You thought there would be, but to actually have that, it's pretty cool. Okay, cool. So you plot the course, and you have really relied on previous people's route calculations to.
You'll have to forgive the numbers on this, Captain.
It's a bit of copy
not my
paste.
finest work.
And you send that over to your pilot, Frankie.
It's a big page of maths with a smiley face and lol written on it.
I'm sure it'll be fine. He doesn't mess about.
Okay, so all your passengers are on board. The ship is all ready. The mail has arrived, and Ben, Cola, you're at the airlock. You see a figure appear, and is wearing the missionary uniform of those who go out. The missionaries are like the scouts of the Minervan Sacred Realm, so they're kind of like a semi-military, paramilitary unit who pilot the vessels. So it's like the scout service. And they, this young missionary comes to the airlock and has strangely in a little small velvet kind of slipcase, what is effectively like a USB stick.
A data wafer.
Yeah, a data wafer. And passes this over to, asks for your identification first, and then passes it over to you. So you have your special data, and he says there's a frequency that you need to use to make contact when you arrive, and then someone will come and collect this from you.
Understood.
Thank you. And may you journey safely through the sacred realm.
I hope so, if my maths is right.
Important maths. Language of the universe.
You just read it out of a book.
Yeah. Control C, Control V. That'll do.
They'll never know.
And that the missionary kind of goes off on their way. And you go into the ship. Everything seems to be ready. You're all ready to go, and we're going to undock from the starport. We're going to need a
Bleep, bleep.
piloting roll.
Blessed Dark Authority, just letting you know we are about to make way under slow thrust speed as advised.
Thank you for notification. Please travel safely through the sacred realm. And you are. This is simple. This is easy. So just getting you to undock and move away safely. This is a 4+.
Okay. So just to clarify, so I've got Dexterity modifier 2.
Yep.
Pilot skill 2, but spaceship
Yep.
specialization 1. So I'm 2d6 plus 5.
Sorry, say again. You're piloting.
So I'm piloting 2, but spaceship specialization 1. And
Well,
Dex
when you
modifier.
take when you get a skill at 0, that's for a skill with specializations. That starts it off.
Yep.
And every point beyond that, you have to decide which specialization it goes into.
Oh, okay. It would all be in spaceship then.
That's fine. So it'll be
So it'll
3.
be 3.
That's fine. Yep. But all
And
other
then-
piloting, you'll be at 0.
Yep.
But at spacecraft, you'll be 3.
She loves
And my Dex modifier there of 2, so still
Yep.
plus 5. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. And everything I've used in Roll20 recently has been on a button. So is it exclamation
you
mark
can do
roll?
it.
/
can-
roll.
Yeah,
You can do it
you
on
can
the
click on roll.
You can click on the skill.
Oh, that does work. Okay, I'll do / roll. I want to look pro.
That's
like all
fine.
of you. Space 2d6 and then just my plus.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. So you all feel the ship move, and it starts to undock from the starport and turn and angle itself out towards the jump location, which is appearing nicely on your readout, which has been provided to you by your transhuman hacker. And this little icon is appearing, and you set course for that. And it's going to take you a few days just to get out to your jump point. Then you will be able to jump, and that will take pretty much exactly a week. Then you'll arrive at the other end at a safe distance from the Mictlan asteroid settlement. So what we will have is 10 days before you arrive in the next system. Now, the advancement system in Traveller is not about experience, and it's not about those kinds of things, milestones and that stuff. What happens is you spend time and you can learn
It's training
things.
time, isn't it?
It's training time. So a skill, Simon, you might have to refresh my memory on the training. It's a number
Okay, so
of
basically
weeks.
8 weeks. After 8 weeks, you can make a roll, which is a straight up 8+ roll. If you fail it, then your 8 weeks has been completely wasted, and you have to start again. If you pass, then you gain a new skill, or your skill goes up by 1.
Yep.
And there's other stuff you can get, like computer programs to help you, that kind of thing. And each week has to be uninterrupted. So if you do a week's worth of training and then an encounter stops you for a day, you've lost your week.
Yep. Which is why the jumps are good chunks to use as your training, but the challenge can be that some of you need to entertain the crew, the passengers, while you're doing it.
Shotgun
So
knot.
some of you, sorry, what was that?
Shotgun knot.
He went shotgun knot.
But what was great about that is you said it so quick that we all went, oh, god damn it. It's like the thing with the nose.
In the
I
10
thought it
days you're
was-
going, I'm going to say that everyone gets a week of advancement. So what you need to do now is start to keep a record of how many weeks and days you put into a skill to learn it. Then it's 16 weeks for the next level and 24 for the following level. So it's 8 weeks per level.
So it's how
I
many
think
weeks per level?
It's 8 weeks to get a skill, but you need someone
Right.
to teach you or train you. To
Right.
go from 0 to 1 is 8 weeks. 1 to 2 is
Okay.
16 weeks. 2 to 3
Okay,
is
so
24 weeks.
yeah, okay.
Right, I am
It's
going to
the
be training in
destination level
steward,
times 8. Okay.
partly
Cool.
because training in steward means I will actually have to be interacting with the passengers.
Well, there you go. Okay. So what we're going to do is the guys are going to have a think about that, and we are going to do our giveaway, and we're going to have a short break. So what we're going to do, let me get on, is we're going to go and give away a copy of the Pirates of Drynax, which is a fantastic, super sandbox traveler campaign. It has a section of a well-known area called the Trojan Reach, and it has all the stuff you need for ships of the Reach, and all kinds of adventures and all the systems in there. There's loads of information. So, hello. Spider Queen Long is giving everyone rerolls. That's fantastic. So, in order to win that, all you need to do is go into the chat and type hashtag Sacred Realm, and you will be in with a chance to win the box set of the Pirates of Drinax. So I was just checking that it worked properly. And we should see if people are coming up as eligible. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and our team are going to think about what they're going to put their first week training into.
Is there a space or not a space in there?
But no space.
No space.
no
Sacred
space.
Realm, all one word. Hashtag Sacred Realm. Never put spaces in hashtags. And when we
I'm
come
just strain,
back,
you're going to need to take your space out. Oh, and all
whack it in
lowercase.
again with
Yeah, all
Sacred Realm.
lowercase, no spaces.
The caps don't matter.
Oh,
I
caps don't
think.
matter. All right,
Yeah,
then.
it
No
just-
spaces, though.
All
But-
caps, any caps.
But just put lowercase, no space, Sacred Realm, all one word. And when we come back from our short break, we will decide, well, the Nightbot will decide who's the winner, and we'll carry on with part 2 of our episode. So hopefully, Millie, you can whack us in for a short break. Thank you. Hello, we are back for part 2 of episode 1 of Feudal Stars, our Traveller show. Yeah, excellent. And before the break, our team had just headed out to their jump point from the Minerva system to Mictlan, and we had kicked off a giveaway for a copy of the Pirates of Drinax box set, thanks to our wonderful sponsors at Mongoose Publishing. Absolutely fantastic of them to support us in our show. Thank you very much, and we're very much enjoying the game already. So here we go. Hopefully everyone has entered with the hashtag Sacred Realm, no space, all lowercase. And if you haven't, I'm going to preamble just slightly for a few more seconds before clicking the button to allow anybody else to enter. But it looks like...
All right, Toil, quick. get up
Toil,
there.
quick, get in there. Otherwise, you are missing out. So they were heading out, and we are just getting the last couple of people. We have 20 entries.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see Toil has entered. Excellent.
Oh, so Safino, so Seringer.
Couple last minutes there.
Yep, excellent. Okay, so
9 views. Impressive numbers tonight.
with
Welcome all.
22 entrants, here we go. We're going to roll it and see who wins a copy of the Pirates of Drinax. 3, 2, 1, go. Onimichi.
Onamichi.
Well done. Congratulations. You have won a copy of the Pirates of Drinax. And you are awesome because you also subscribed today. So well done.
It is a
Subscribe for 3
beautiful,
months in
beautiful
advance.
box set as well. It's
It is
so
lovely.
gorgeous.
It comes with a fold-out map and 3 books, 2 or 3 books, yeah. Loads of stuff, big sandbox campaign, loads of material to get stuck into with the Trojan Reach.
And at a
So
push, you can use it to
congratulations.
beat someone to death.
Absolutely. Now, what you need to do is come over to our Discord and find me. I'm Garblag. Send me a direct message telling me who you are, giving me your contact details. We'll chat on Discord, and we'll arrange for you to get in contact with Mongoose Publishing and for them to provide you with your prize. So thank you very much for entering, everybody, and congratulations to Onamichi. That is fantastic. Okay, right, on with the show. Let's go round, everyone, and see. We're as I said, you've got 10 days travel before you get there. And you guys have got an opportunity to start to invest some time in your skills and start to invest some time and start to level up a bit. It's going to take 8 weeks per rank of skill you want to get to increase it. But this is the advancement system of Traveller. So, Ben, what have you gone for and why?
Yes, I'm going for Steward because we clearly need one. And I've got it at level 0, so I know how to do it, but it's not something I'm great at, and yet it's something that would fit in quite well with my character, who's supposed to be able to just insinuate themselves into situations.
Great. Excellent. So you spend a bit of your time schmoozing with the passengers, talking to them,
Well,
showing
yeah,
them
I mean,
the ways of the ship and
pouring drinks, doing tours, unclogging
stuff.
toilets, whatever
Okay,
it is
cool.
that stewards do.
So your training actually aids everybody else to get a bit of spare time to learn whatever it is they seem to be working on. So Roger, what are you spending your week's time on?
I'm becoming more persuasive.
Oh,
So I'm again talking to a lot of people.
brilliant. Okay.
Really trying to up my ability to interact with particularly the higher social people, given
Okay. So
that
spending some
my
time with the
status
tourists
is relatively new to me.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Yeah, because you've recently been sort of elevated to a rank for your service in the Duchy
I
of
received
Sudenica.
commendations on my termination of service, which has made me a baron. So I'm trying to get used to my new status.
Excellent. Leon, what is Frankie spending a week doing?
Astrogation.
Astrogation.
Because I'm looking at those numbers that Carl gave me, and I'm thinking, I'm not so confident about these.
They'll work, but
Seriously, that's the second worst roll I could possibly have got.
Yep. Okay, so astrogation, that's cool. So you're spending a lot of time in the cockpit with the ship's computer, running the numbers, doing simulations, looking at star charts, all that kind of stuff. Okay,
Get the textbooks out. Oh.
Yeah. The Dummy's Guide to Astrogation.
I walk past occasionally like a taco in hand and go, that bit's wrong.
Do you currently have astrogation, Leon?
Yeah.
Or is that okay, cool.
Yeah. It's currently 2, so I want to put up even more.
Okay,
Well,
right.
we can just shout maths at each other.
Cool. Jacob Parsons, what are you doing on the week's trip?
I'm going to go with piloting.
Okay.
And just for those people that haven't looked at their character sheet, if you go to Prime, there's a study period section that you can fill it in.
Oh, that's
there
what
you
that's
go.
for. Awesome.
On Roll20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
So basically I have pilots small ships. So
Okay.
so I'm going to try and learn.
Like perhaps fighters.
Oh, perhaps indeed.
Sub 100-ton ships, isn't that? That's
what
those are, isn't it?
Yeah. So basically, yes, I'm going to try and learn to fly bigger ships than the little tiny ones.
Okay, cool. And Nye, what are you spending a week?
Sorry. I'm probably going to do. I'm just rechecking what admin is, but I didn't want to ask.
It sounds boring, but it's actually a very useful skill.
Yes, I imagined it is.
It does sound boring. But
oh wait, are we?
Because it's a complementary skill for lots of other stuff.
Yeah.
What skill was that? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Admin.
Admin. Ooh,
yes, because I already have that at 0. I know I have everything at 0, but like I actually have it. I have it trained. But it's at skill level 0. So I just thought, okay, bureaucracy administration. Actually, that sounds like a good thing for me to pick up, especially if I'm like kind of talking with like other people in the scientific community. Maybe it's like, okay, I'm actually trying to learn the ins and out of dealing with other people.
It is a complementary skill to a lot of others. It ties in really nicely with broker, for example. Because then the broker can do the negotiating and the admin can do the contract side of things.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to be trying to get that up to 1 because I've already have it. I just.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So you all spend your time doing these various activities, and all of the rest of the crew who aren't here but in our Discord will now be able to tell us what they're spending a week learning. So all of our patrons will be able to go and see on our Discord what our the rest of the crew are getting up to on that week. So I imagine that Bark Wolfberg is probably learning tactical maneuvers from Monty, the security chief, and various other things going on board. So it's going to be lots of fun. Grammar Sam, thank you for joining us, and good night. We will be uploading tomorrow night, so you can catch it on YouTube then. Okay, Spider Queen Longs put, I think my character is drinking. Well, that's that's a worthwhile skill. Carouse is a good skill to have. Okay, so you make your journey to Micklin, and you come out of the jump point, and this is in the Lagrange point of a fairly large moon in orbit of a gas giant, and the Micklin habitat is you've been provided this information and you're aware of this because you've all sort of been moving around these areas. Micklin habitat is an ancient asteroid settlement that the first jump ships from Minerva discovered in this system. And rather than having to terraform a moon or a planet, because there's no other kind of habitable bodies in this system, they found that the asteroid was abandoned, but still powered, even if on low power. And the first few brave missionaries who went into the asteroid found that it is a hollowed out asteroid, fairly large, and spinning to generate a very low gravity inside, so that the interior walls of this asteroid are have buildings on them, and there were kind of looked like broad open spaces where maybe they'd been trying to cultivate crops and things. And the people of Micklin quickly kind of moved in to take advantage of this higher technology environment. This asteroid also had with it, again, jump capable ships that seemed to be strangely abandoned, and the quite quickly a population moved into the area, and there's now there's a recent census in the area that puts the population at just over 230,000 people inside this big asteroid. It's like a Vesta series size, huge asteroid that's been kind of hollowed out. Very, advanced technology. They're trying to utilize it. They've kind of got a crappier version of what's actually going on inside this asteroid, because obviously the Minervan home technology isn't advanced. Oh, sorry, I'll just move your ship onto system. There we go. So I've got a little lab ship on there just to represent where you are at the moment. And as you arrive and you come out into normal space from jump space, Frankie, you're in the cockpit, and your ship gets commed by the asteroid.
Receiving.
This is Micklin Habitat Transit Authority. Welcome to the next step on the Sacred Realm. Please provide ident, shipping information, inventories, passenger manifest, and are you intending to dock with the system, or are you scooping from the gas giant and moving on?
We will be docking it. We have passengers to drop off.
Do you require refueling?
So we can scoop from the gas giant. So we can do that.
It's cheaper, but it's shittier, isn't it?
Well, no, it takes about a day.
Time.
It just takes a day. It just means we'd have to leave.
I don't think the lab ship has a.
Oh no, it doesn't have a scoop.
Doesn't have a full fuel scoop.
Okay, will we refueling then?
Will we need to?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we will be refueling.
Yeah, because right now you could do another 1 parsec jump,
but we need
you couldn't do a 2 parsec jump.
Yeah,
we need to do a 2, so
yeah.
we need to refuel to get to the second.
Yes,
okay, we'll expect your docking.
Refuel.
Excellent. We have some administration and maintenance costs based on docking procedures. So we will require a docking charge of 1,000 credits.
Yep.
That's no problem.
Excellent.
I'll
Great.
transmit our manifest over to you. Where can I dock?
You can dock on ledge. You hear some tapping on a keyboard. Ledge 3, space 17.
Cool. Thank you, Micklin.
Please be aware that there are naval vessels missionary vessels in system. However, there is a Traveller Aid Society facility within the asteroid if you require its services.
Okay, thank you, Micklin.
Okay, as you sort of make your way towards the habitat, it's only a day's journey from where you are. This is in an orbit, shielded from asteroids and various other things by the gas giant, but not so close into the star that it's subject to extreme temperatures. It's kind of in the temperate zone in a kind of loose asteroid belt. Asteroid belts are not asteroid fields. Two things are very different. This isn't that bit in Star Wars where they fly through Alderaan. This is, there's a dirty great asteroid and there's maybe one or two tiny things floating around nearby. Nothing that would cause you extreme problem, but we will need a little piloting role for you to dock with the asteroid docking port. Now, the challenge is your ship isn't built to land on a docking ledge.
No, we can transfer everyone to the
Yacht.
the yacht, and then
You've got a yacht. You also have a pinnace if you want, which is just
Yeah.
a little docking,
Yeah.
a little shuttle that goes backwards and forwards.
but you'll have to dock to refuel, won't you? I suppose.
Yeah.
We ferry the fuel backwards and forwards, and we have to get a fueling
You can
vessel
ferry
out
the
here.
fuel backwards
Just-
and forwards.
Cup it in our hands as we fly the spaceship.
There's a refueling
need-
point on the very end of the asteroid. So if you
And
if set up the right conditions, let them know that you can't dock, then you can set up. There's like on the very end, there's like a pylon, a refueling pylon.
Okay.
But you
Yeah,
can
do that.
land on the asteroid there if you want to in that bay 317 with like your yacht or your pinnace, and then you can fly around the end and refuel.
Okay. I'll ping the captain. Beep, 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 beep. I don't know what our sound is.
Kind of like a
We'll
whistle.
work it out. It'll be different. It'll be different on the new ship when we get it. Captain, we can't dock on the Later. It's too small, so we're gonna have to ferry the passengers off on the yacht. But then I can swing round to the refuel pylon at the end of the asteroid. So I don't know if you want to prepare people into the yachts and get
No problem.
Parsons to take them across.
Do you want to ferry them across? I can handle the vessel while you're doing that.
Yeah.
I can ferry them across if you like.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
my pilot skill of the yacht is not as good as I've got
Okay.
my general pilot skill. But I think I'm +2 for the small shuttles, but I'm +5 for the big.
Okay.
ships.
Oh, I didn't realize Parsons was the kind of small pilot.
I'm not. Parsons, are you better at small spacecraft?
Well, I'm only +3.
I can pilot small craft as well.
Oh,
Oh,
you can.
well,
Oh,
I can
okay.
as well, but
Not at a actually, let me see.
no, it's fine.
if you want-
Parsons can do it.
If you take the yacht down, I'll take the ship around to refuel, and then
Well,
I'll
I'll
come
just
back
take
to
the
pick you up.
pinnace. I'll just take the
Um,
pinnace because that's the small ship. The yacht isn't a small ship.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the yacht is bigger than 100 tons.
Yeah, the yacht
So-
is a spacecraft.
Yeah. I can fly the pinnace down.
Yeah, I'll actually go because
Anyone
there
who
was a
anyone who
task area here.
anyone who wishes to buy weapons, this is a good location as it has a low law level. Anyone who would
Yeah,
like-
you
And all the
normally
missionaries on the ship are like, "What did he just say?"
normally
who-
when you enter a system with a high law level, when you arrive, you'll get like local legal documentation sent to the ship. You'll be notified. They're very strict on it. Here, you've arrived, and they're kind of like,
anyone
mean,
who wishes to go shopping, please travel with someone with a big gun or a sword.
Okay, is right. So we know this system. You can carry a rifle without problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's law
Okay,
level
yeah.
In fact,
2.
In fact, I would suggest carrying not a rifle is a bad idea. Not wearing armor is a bad idea.
So you can carry military weapons, assault weapons, flak armor, but laser weapons, explosives, battle dress, combat armor, WMDs, they're banned.
Yeah.
So I should leave the pocket nuke.
leave the
On the
briefcase
ship.
nuke
Okay.
on the
Yeah,
ship.
that's you and me banned from leaving the
Gotcha.
ship then.
I will
the
unload
one
the
thing you
grenades
do
from my
get-
grenade launcher.
Sorry, the one thing you do get is a strict. There is a restriction on psionics.
Well,
And
thank
you
goodness
seem
we
to
don't have
have
any
found that in
psionics.
each of your Minervan, in each of the Minervan systems. It's fairly standard though, for people not to be too trustful of psionics. Karen will stay on the lab ship. Excellent.
I'll say this over the comms or whatever. Like, yes. So if I'm going down there, I'll need a bodyguard because I have no
yes.
armor or weapon.
It's okay. I'll be going, and I will be carrying a weapon and armor.
Excellent.
And I'll be going to the. Can I bring you into the Taz area? Do you have a membership?
You can take guests into the TAS area.
Okay,
You have to
I
have
will
someone
bring
with
you into the
membership.
TAS area.
Yeah, I need to go
I'm with-
down
I'm
as
with him.
well because I've got a drop off to make.
Ship announcement.
Incidentally,
bong.
Pete,
So
the
You probably
the
want
wafer
company then.
is transported in my head, not in the little
Okay,
baggie.
yeah.
Do
Okay,
you
that's
need
fine. So
do you need an
fly-
escort, Kona
Just
Khan?
realized I don't have any money, so all my money is tied to the ship.
For some of the journey, yes, but if we're going to a TAS, then it won't be an issue. I can get it picked up from there. This isn't an illegal deal or anything.
Okay.
So we can all just basically go to the TAS
We
area.
can stop in the TAS. I thought we were waiting till we got to Tothan to buy all the fun things.
It's more just guns.
I'll stay on the ship then because I'm realizing that they're not. Yeah, it'll be fine.
I
don't
find
need
guns cause more problems than they solve.
Okay.
That doesn't mean I won't be carrying one.
I'm assuming armor's
So,
normally
so
restricted
all of you
as
are
well.
going down onto the ship, and you're leaving the rest of the crew to manage the lab ship.
I will assume that if anyone wants things picked up from the area, I can take their money and a list and
I'm
see what I can get.
I'm going to go and
don't
see what
know.
passengers are available to transfer.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
going to
You
stay with the
arrange
big
that.
ship
Yeah,
to
I
fly around to refuel once they're
Okay.
away.
Okay.
I'll join Jacob because I think that's something I can.
Okay. So let me just consult my passenger listing. Here we
Go bing bong. Did you hear that?
go. So the
Heard
high
ding dong
passengers
bell.
are for Micklin, aren't they? So they're
Yeah, so I will obviously
tourists
offer
are there, and
to.
they're like, "Oh, we're finally here. This is fantastic. I can't. Another day. I know it was so close, but so far. This is. Thank
Oh,
you
the
so
mighty
much."
space potato.
So we will find out where they are staying, and we will escort them to wherever it is they are
Oh,
staying,
okay.
and
Well,
point out
they'll
to
probably
them.
go to the TAS lounge, won't they?
I imagine so.
People
They
of their
they are actually
caliber.
going to the first place they're going is to a temple that has been built on the interior dorsal rotation section, where they are going to pray for their safe journey through the sacred realm. So that's where they're going first off, and their deacon has arranged for some very high quality residential kind of bungalows in a lowland area on the interior of the asteroid near that temple. They tell you quite openly as they're getting ready to go and packing all their things. Where this is amazing. Thank you so much. Hashtag shopping episode. No. Okay, so 4 of you gather the required travelers, the passengers. There's only 4 passengers left.
Yeah,
then,
there's 4
who are
passengers
going
who
on
are
to
staying. Yeah.
One of whom is the chap that Anson saw earlier
The
on.
military chap.
Military chap. And you now, both of you, Nye and Simon, see this military looking chap. He stands out from the others. He's wearing civilian clothes, but they're fairly new civilian clothes, and he looks like he's not very comfortable in them.
Right.
But he's perfectly polite and clean, in fact, his quarters are like spotless when you arrive.
Yeah.
Ben's gone into a
yeah.
Vaseline state.
What the hell? It's even stripping
There you
out the
go.
background as well.
Oh,
Sorry
it's
about
crazy.
that.
It's crazy. So you guys, Nye, was there anything you wanted to do in particular with the
If there's anything, you do want to buy, Nye, just tell me.
Are you going to go down to the asteroid?
See, I don't have anything in guns. I'm having a wee look to see if there's any like little gear that I could pick up to help with
Seriously,
my
you won't need
scientific
it.
endeavors.
Just
So-
because they're relaxed on gun law here, that doesn't mean you're going to get shot the
It's an
second you
open
walk off the
carry
spaceport.
area, but it's not. You've checked the kind of criminal record and criminal rates of this area. It's fairly low. It's not a.
Until Simon arrived.
No, it's,
Then Jacob
yes,
Parsons
very
arrived.
much so.
So
No,
it's
I
not
just-
like
I-
people are running around with guns. It's not the Wild West. It's just you think maybe because they're a fairly new outpost, people are having to do things, having to, move about quickly and everything. They just haven't put all of their legislation into effect in this.
No one here started an interstellar war.
No, no.
No,
That's
of
why
course
I'm
not.
protecting him.
Always the
it's
quiet ones.
well, it's like, look, I only have like the testing equipment that was left over. I have no facilities. I have nothing. And when we move to the new ship, I just feel like, and obviously when we get to Tothan, that's when we can, actually start furbishing the ship. But I was just thinking, maybe I could pick up some really cheap stuff. I
You
don't
want
know.
to buy some
yeah.
ornaments or something? Like
No, well,
a little space hula girl to sit
We
on
will.
the dashboard.
We will be going to the
It's-
toy shop, Nye.
It's
Yes.
tech level. It's tech level 10.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
It's not,
Uh,
it's not crap. It's
yeah,
jump
yeah.
capable and there's some good stuff. It's not quite 11.
No, I'm having a wee look to see what kind of stuff there is.
Okay. Well,
and
should we
So
do
we're
the
gonna
passenger?
say
Should
you're
we do the
going-
passenger stuff?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm going to
so
help.
Are you gonna be looking
pa-
on the data link to see for passengers beyond here,
Yeah, passengers
Y-
from here to
from here to
to-
wherever?
to Totham,
To
because that's
Tothan.
where we're going.
Okay. Cool.
I
Well, what
understand
we're
they have
gonna
a
do-
genetic authority on Tothan. What's her opinion on them?
Are you legitimately asking? Or are you asking?
Well,
No, I was just
well,
seeing if
our
who was
producer
paying
is sitting
attention.
there going, Karen is not a fan of the genetic.
Aaron does
authority."
not like them.
Okay, so what we're
Yeah.
going to do is we're going to do a little step into the sub game of trade, just to give a taste of some of the traveler bits. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get everyone's going to roll something at some point. Yeah, the initial roll will be done by Simon, but then when we roll some other dice and we figure out where these passengers are going, everyone's going to get to do something. So no one's sitting there not doing anything. Okay, so.
Okay.
Let me get to the trade section. So we're seeking passengers. So you can do this ahead of time. You're flying into the system, into the asteroid. You're getting on Facebook, travelers for, and all that kind of stuff. Number of potential passengers seeking passage to any given destination varies depending on a number of factors. When looking to see how many passengers are available, roll 2D on the passenger traffic table 4 times. Once each for low, basic, middle, and high passengers. Low are the people who go in cryo. Basic are the guys who sleep in the cargo bay. Middle have a stateroom, and high have opulence and stewards and things. Now, there are various ways that this can be impacted. The world's population is not a factor here because it's the 5, so it doesn't fall into any of those. It's a starport B, so it's a +1. It's not an amber zone or a red zone, so no modifier there. So far you're getting a +1. We need a broker, carouse, or streetwise check
Yeah.
to influence, from Simon, who's checking. So this is the initial roll. The effect, so how much you beat the 8 by will be added on to your roll for passengers. So if you roll a 9, you'll get a +1.
Okay. So there's no modifiers on this roll.
This is just you're rolling broker, carouse, or streetwise,
Yeah.
and you got a 10.
Yep.
Fine. So it's an effect of 2.
Yeah.
So successful with an effect of 2. Fantastic. So this is going to give you a +2 on the passenger traffic table. With the +1 from the starport, we're now looking at a +3. So what we're going to do first is we're going to roll for low passengers. And because they're low passengers, there's often more people doing this. Yeah.
Aren't these the ones that have like a 20% chance of dying every time they travel?
They're often
We
desperate,
can't take low
poor.
passengers. We don't have any low berths on either
Do you
ship.
not have any low berths?
No
Okay.
low berths on either ship.
Okay, well then let's not roll for them. There's no point. So basic.
Yep.
And I've made a little slight modification to this. Here we go. This. Okay. Sorry, I just had to approve a comment. So basic. So no other modifier. So you had to +1 for the starport. So that's +3. So let's roll 2d
And we
2d6 +3.
Do we get the chief steward skill?
Oh, DM highest steward skill on the ship. Who's that?
I have it at 0.
Okay. I think that's probably the best one, isn't it? So it's a 0 modifier.
Oh boy,
Okay.
that'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll have to adjust that next week.
Well, I'm,
Right.
I'm training it.
Okay, so so it's /2d. Is that what I wrote?
2d6 +3. And this is for
Unrecognized
basic.
command. What did I not type right?
/ roll.
Backslash. Okay. Did I do the backslash?
Just
right?
do the dice on the. Is it forward?
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
/. Sorry.
/
Roll
/ roll,
space
space.
Roll
2d6
1d6. Yeah, 2d6.
and then
2d6 +3. Hey.
Hey, 8. Right. So you rolled an 8. So
Yeah.
that means you get 3d of basic passengers.
Okay.
Now we're going to roll for how many middle passengers you get. So roll 2d +3 again. I've got a little system of how this works, of how we figure out where these passengers are going.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, you just rolled 2d +3. You need to roll 2d6 +3.
Cool.
Ignore
No, I
German
can't.
bits.
World Builder just posted a comment and it just went straight over my screen for typing in.
What? No, I didn't.
No, you might not have done it just now.
Use the
Force.
use the button, the dice button on the far left of Roll20.
But, oh yeah, the dice button. I've
Just
forgotten.
roll
Yeah, there's
2d6.
a D20 button. You just hover over the numbers you want, and
Yeah. Just go on the
Clickety-click.
Zoom screen.
I have a question
D6.
because I'm looking at this. It says for scientific equipment that, like, when you get it, you should just pick scientific equipment, and I'm kind of sitting there like I'm not quite sure what that qualifies as, if that makes sense.
there's about a dozen pages in this book, which is currently invisible unless I hold it in front of my face.
Yeah, I can't seem to find like what
Ben,
it
if you can
is.
find that and send Nye a message, we can handle.
Yes,
the...
apologies for thinking.
No worries. No.
It's just
we need.
thingying the
It's good to
thing.
know what the thing
Yeah.
is you have
Well,
is.
yeah,
So that's completely
because I
understandable.
got given it. Yeah, I got given it by someone else. It was very nice of them, and I want to know what it is.
Okay.
Right. So I rolled
So
7.
that roll was also 3D. Then we're going to roll
no,
for
'cause
high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we're going to roll for high passengers. Now this gets a -4 because they're rarer.
Yeah.
So you're actually 2d6 -1. So roll 2d6 and we'll take 1 off of it.
yeah. Oh,
12. Well done. So that's actually an 11. So you got 4d of high passengers. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to roll those dice. We're going to roll those dice, and each die represents a cluster of passengers who are going to a location. Okay. So, Ben, could you roll
Yes.
3d6? Roger, could you roll 3d6? And Leon, could you roll 4d6? So Ben got a 1, a 3, and a 6. Roger got a 4, a 3, and a 2. And Leon, wow, Leon, look at that. 4. You're doing well there, Leon. That's getting
You can roll
some-
my D&D stats.
4, 6, a 4, and a 5. Wow, you got a 15 in strength. So that's good. Now, basically, what we're going to do is we're going to roll the same again. Okay, and what that will do is will give me a little clock around the clock of Mictlan. So if you roll a 1, they're going straight up. If you roll a 2, they're going upright. If they have 3, so a little clockwise round on the hexes to see which direction each cluster of those passengers is going. Okay, so Ben, if you roll 3d6 again, Roger, you roll 3d6 again, and Leon, you roll 4d6 again. Okay, so Ben, you roll 3, 6,
most
6,
of mine are
1,
going
2,
in the same
3.
direction.
So one of yours is going to colour, and then your others are going to Sulis.
Rubbish.
Where is Roger? 6. That's Sulis. That makes sense. I mean, that's in the Minervan sacred realm. There's a very good thing that they would be going in that direction. 1
Are there
is going
baths there?
to, the 3 are going to Tothan, and then another 2 are going to Tothan, and then Leon, you've rolled that. So 4 are going to Tothan, they're going to Sulis, and 4 they are going to Hludana. Okay, so going to Tothan, you have 5 middle passengers and 10 high passengers.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, wicked.
And there's a bunch of other passengers going to other areas. You can see this all come up on the data link, and there's various, bits of information about who they are, what they want to do, how many there are. So that's a 3 and a 2 and a 4
How
and
many
a 6.
high passengers can our ship take?
Well, they all need a ton of cargo space.
Yep.
So basically, we can take 11 because we can have 11 tons worth of cargo space.
Yep.
And then we have to ignore all the other passengers.
And you've got loads of
Or-
staterooms.
Yeah, or we could take the 5 middle passengers who are paying a little bit less, but they only need 100 kilos of cargo. So we could take the 5 middle and then 9.
You're going 2 parsecs, remember?
Yeah.
Is
So-
it worth us checking to see if there's any post? Because that seems very profitable.
Definitely worth checking the post,
You can, yeah.
which might also then influence how many other people we can take. And I still need to do my drop off for that information, don't I?
Yep, that's cool. Who's checking for the post?
Probably me, given the modifiers I got last time.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah, sure.
Non anomaly is quite right. Rich people are the worst tippers.
I'm assuming I can do this from the TAS lounge.
Apart
so,
from when they're
you know,
not, when they're
I'm
crazy
a bit
tippers.
la-di-da.
You can do it when you arrive, because basically the mail service on the asteroid is constantly looking at the ships that are arriving, getting their itineraries, their crew manifests and things, and trying to figure out who can we use to take
Who's trustworthy.
information, who's trustworthy, who's got a capable crew, experience, that kind of thing, who will take it and not just dump it in space and take the money, and all that kind of stuff. Now, you also have to deliver the mail that you've brought with you.
Yeah, that would be being brought on board, being
yeah.
ferried over.
Okay. So you guys make your way after all these rolls for passengers and everything. It's going to take you a day to get down there. Leon, what is
We
Frankie
get a bonus,
doing?
Pete, from having successfully done a mail carry before. Does that not work on your
Successful.
reputation?
Yeah, successfully delivering mail when we're asking if they've got any.
You don't.
Weird. Okay.
How
You don't.
odd.
It may be that the mail is going somewhere else.
Just fire it through the side of their habitat then. He's the mass driver.
I'm
No,
going to fly the
don't
ship
do
round to refuel while they're.
Okay, so
heading
they're
down.
so as you get closer towards it. Sorry, my camera's. Okay. As you get closer to the asteroid, this thing is huge. It's like a small moon, and you can see that there's construction vehicles, space ones, and kind of on the surface ones that are carving the surface of this asteroid habitat. They're building kind of spires and things on the exterior of it. And as you get closer, Frankie, you can see that they are taking inspiration from the starport above Minerva, and they are trying to, bring that kind of style to this asteroid here. And they've got lots of vehicles moving around. Maybe they're so busy with construction they haven't time to put in gun laws. Who knows? So as you get close enough to that, the optimal point for Delta V, for the pinnace to fly off and you to go around to the refueling point, you guys separate. And the pinnace, who's piloting the small craft?
I am.
Okay, let's have a pilot roll for you. And just so I can check, Frankie is staying on the big ship. Okay, cool.
Who else is on the big ship with me? Anyone else?
I think everyone else has gone down.
Okay.
So you're there with all the rest of the crew.
Yep.
And enjoying your time on the vessel while it's refueling. The cost for refueling, I think, is 10,000 credits, because it's half your tank, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's 20,000 for one.
Or is it for a single jump?
Yeah, 20,000 for single jump, 40,000 for adult for second.
Okay,
second jump.
so it's 20,000. Sorry.
Yeah.
Discord. I got confused.
Good job we got all that mail, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. There's a mortgage on ships. There's maintenance costs. There's refueling. There's docking taxes. All this stuff. So you have to try and maximize your income. Spider Queen Long said, "Send the red shirts."
If it all gets too much, we do just switch to piracy. It's like, no, we're not paying anymore. We're pirates now.
Are you saying this in the pinnace with the passengers?
No, of course not.
Just when I thought I was out.
Okay, so
Wouldn't dream of
the small craft, it's not elegant. It's basically like a toilet roll with a cockpit on the front, and you fly down to the docking ledge 3, and you can see in one side of this asteroid, as it's kind of rotating, there are these broad docking ledges.
Puddle jumpers with a pinnacle of ancient technology, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. I like puddle jumpers; they're cool. And you. How did he do? You rolled a 10. Okay, cool. So you fly down, really easy, and you skip the payments, refuel at gas giants, take the passengers down once in jump space. No worries. Brilliant, ogre warlord.
That's why Roger's in charge and Simon isn't.
I think Roger might be up for that. Anyway, sorry. So the 4 of you fly down in the small craft and land in the bay. And the passengers that have now completed their trip, they exchange funds with you, so that they pay you.
The pirate is the accountant.
Yeah. Yes. So all the transactions there are complete, and you see them off, and the tourists are like, "Oh, you're blessed. Thank you for this journey through the sacred realm. May all your future journeys be just as blessed." And they start to. Are you going to escort them
To the temple.
Parsons? Okay, so Parsons, you escort them to the temple. So we'll deal with you in a minute. You're going off to the temple. Cola, when you arrive, there is someone waiting for you off to one side, looking like a missionary dressed in a thing, and there's a transmission on the frequency that you had been given to arrange the pickup. I am assuming you approach them.
Yes. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, my screen was doing something really funky for a minute there.
That's okay. As you get
I'll
closer
pop
to
it out
them-
of my head before I get off the ship,
Okay, that's fair.
because that might upset some people.
And did you do anything to it on your
Nope.
journeys? No? Okay. So
Nope.
you arrive, and as you approach this person on the edge of the kind of over to the side of the docking ledge, as you approach, you can see that it looks like he's recently been in some kind of altercation. He's got a cut on his face. His missionary armor, you know,
It's not in the velvet baggy thing. It's kind of palmed in my hand at the minute.
he's kind of standing to one side and waiting near some crates that have been unloaded from a ship.
But I shall approach him.
Just kind of gives you a sideways look.
Do you have the frequency?
Taps a little thing on his communicator and sends the frequency across. Verifies.
Excellent. And I shall shake his hand and palm him the
He
actual
looks
way
slightly
he is.
surprised when he feels there's something in his hand. You're guessing he doesn't really do these kind of slightly, not clandestine, but, you know,
Yeah.
less talked about activities. And kind of recovers quickly, though, and pulls a hand away. Blessings to you.
Thank you for your custom.
Heads off. Yeah, you earn yourself 5,000 credits.
Ding.
Nice.
Okay.
Put that in the pot then, Simon.
Yep.
He's already counting it all up. Anson and Plim. What are you guys heading off to the Travelers Aid Society?
Yeah, along with anyone else that wants to come along.
Well, Parsons has gone off, so you could wait around for Ben if you wanted to.
If he looks like he's only going to be a short while, I will.
It would only be very, very brief. Just doing a quick drop off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you wait for Kona then, and comes back over, and the three of you get there's like a internal train, grav train kind of thing, and one
Love
of the stops is the Travelers Aid Society. You can only access the location if you have a membership, and you have such. So you tap into the system, and the kind of little grav thing whisks you off in this little pod. There's sort of a pod for about 6 people, just like takes you off. It seems to be moving very fast, but you don't feel any kind of motion on yourselves. Fairly standard kind of grav manipulation, internal transit system, you know.
They do have a buffet in these things, don't they?
Absolutely.
In the lounge, not in the
In the
not
lounge,
in the
yeah,
train.
yeah.
No, I meant in the lounge.
Of course. One
And
of the perks of being a member.
You're whisking through the tunnels, and Parsons, you get on a little, not a bus, but like a little grav vehicle that's there to pick them up with a driver, and they explain that you're there to escort them and to visit the temple, and you head off with them. So we will go back to the starship, the lab ship, and Frankie, you are docking with the refueling station. This is very simple. I'm not going to make you roll for this. You dock the ship, and while you're there docking, you see a couple of things going on your sensors. You see 2 ships jumping out of the system, and they are heading towards Sulis. They seem to be fairly big ships, maybe over 1,000 tons, maybe kind of capital ship size things, heading off in that direction, missionary vessels. And then you also see a ship arrive in the system, and you're like, this is strange, all of this going on at the same time. And this ship doesn't seem to have any kind of clearly identifying marks or ident that you can kind of pick up, but the ship kind of appears in the same jump point that you arrived in. So like, you know, a day behind you. And they seem to sort of start moving into the system. A bit more traffic here than back in Minerva. It's more of a hub.
Yep. Okay. I don't recognize the ship that's just arrived. It's just.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem to be. I mean, you can try and make a kind of scan of it if you wanted to, or make a passive sensor roll to see if you can.
I'll probably
get out.
Leave them be, but yeah.
Okay,
just,
cool.
Yeah, just
That's
gonna-
fine.
Okay.
That's fine. People doing their stuff.
Busy.
Okay.
Accusing it of being the unmarked fan of space.
Cool. Okay, so you refuel the ship, and you get charged 20,000 credits, which I assume the pirate accountant is going to
I will
remove
deal
from
with
the
that.
ship's funds. And the ship is. It's going to take a little while for it to refuel. So while that's going on, the
Out
your
in my vac
compatriots-
suit with the. So I got the nozzle in the side of the spaceship.
19,999 to 20,001 credits. No. So that's going on, and then the camera kind of pans back inside the asteroid, and we see this little pod arriving at the Traveller Aid Society, and you come into a nice foyer, and sitting behind a desk is a Varga, the kind of uplifted dog creatures from ancient times that have now their own culture and own planets, and you have a member of the crew who's a Varga, and this Varga sort of greets you. Good evening. Welcome to the Miquelin Travelers Aid Society. May I see your membership, please?
Certainly, I will produce my membership.
Greetings, and I see you have some guests with you. We will
I
have to
do.
pay the nominal admin charge of 500 credits a head for access.
Certainly, accountant again can take note there.
Pirate accountants.
500 credits. Damn, I'm going to have to hit that buffet hard.
Okay, so you go into these doors, then open with a whoosh into this fabulous kind of lounge. There's it's a large kind of ballroom style space with a huge buffet down one side, and people moving around, talking, discussing. There's very few people in here, but there's a few people moving around. There's more servers and workers here than there are guests. And you can see down the far end there seems to be some sort of data exchange, some kind of high-speed data link access, shopping center kind of location down there. To another side, you've got a sports entertainment center, which is showing you all the latest sports from around the system as it's coming in through the mail. You figure maybe, oh, hang on, some of the stuff we've brought with us in the mail may be the latest zero-G combat from, Ogan or something. So, and there are people moving around, access to the data link and all those kinds of things. So you guys kind of come in, and it is kind of the lap of luxury, lots of stuff afforded to you, and there's a vending machine with sandwiches in the corner.
Well, first things first, probably a bit.
Got to be like British rail sandwiches as well, with the really, really thin bread and that one
Yeah,
slice of ham that's so thin.
absolutely.
Technically, you shouldn't be able to cut it without monomolecular devices.
Well, probably
That's
hit
about
up
right.
the buffet a little bit first. Get some bubbly, that sort of thing.
Mm.
Okay.
Be the part.
When you say data exchange,
Mm-hmm.
is this the sort of person where some sort of place where someone like me might be able to find work?
Potentially, yeah.
I might head there before the buffet then, because data
Whoa.
is far more exciting than chicken satay.
Okay, cool. Right, so you're going to
Chicken
head over there. Nye, what are you doing?
I am probably standing around, very awkward, not really
I'll kind
sure.
of beckon you over to the buffet.
Oh yes, yes. Oh, they have a.
You don't need
delectable
money now.
spread.
You can just charge anything to the ship account.
Ah, right.
So you don't need
Okay,
money for this
music.
buffet because you've already paid 500 bloody credits for
It's
it.
already been
Yes.
paid. I'm
Okay,
assuming
You're
I
paying
can just.
for access to the.
Can you
to
eat
the creme.
500 credits worth of buffet? That's the challenge here.
There's champagne and caviar.
Yes, you can.
As you're standing around, Nye, just before Anson kind of grabs you, you can see a woman sitting to one side, and she looks stressed. She looks like she's kind of on the edge of her chair. She seems to be kind of like reining herself in and kind of looking distraught and kind of shaking slightly as she's kind of sitting there. And on the table in front of her, she's got she's got a buffet plate, obviously, and a glass of champagne. But she's got like slates and kind of data wafers and things kind of spread out on the table in front of her.
I think I'd go over before I was beckoned over. I think it would
Okay.
be like normal to, hello there. Are you in? Oh, I apologize. You just looked like
No,
you were
you
in.
just surprised me, startled me. Sorry, my mind is elsewhere.
Yes.
There's a lot going on.
Oh, yes. I'm familiar with that feeling. I was just wondering if you're okay. You look quite in discomfort.
Perfectly fine. It's everybody
Okay.
else that's the problem.
Ah, how so?
The moral bankruptcy of Micklin.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay.
Everyone thinks it's a nice, safe, happy journey through the sacred realm, but coming here, it's not good. It's not good. There's no ocean. There's no sea beneath us. What are we to do? How are we to chart our way properly? This is not holy. They're trying to make it holy, but this is not holy.
Okay. Do I know who Micklin is? Is
That's
that a
the
name that I've
system.
just...
That's the
Yes,
system.
that's where we
That's-
are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. the most scattered-brained scientist
Yeah.
ever. Where are we?
What? yeah.
What am I doing here? Who
That's
is this
cool.
person in front of me? Okay. Well, I'm sure belief and spirituality do not need such rigid codifiers as an ocean to determine them. I mean, obviously, if they're doing nefarious deeds, then it is a completely different story. But I think it would be unfair to say that the sanctity and worship can be achieved through iconography as much as it can be through physical materials. And I just dropped my phone.
Is that
Gets
your
out of the
way of trying to
conversation.
get out of the conversation? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I dropped my
awkwardly,
phone.
and
And it rolled 20 feet over there. Oh, there we go. Go get it. Bye. I don't know.
I don't know. I think we should settle KC 611 rather than some abhorrent rock floating through space. This is foolishness. But she starts to look at you with kind of like, I don't trust you eyes. And she
Yeah, you're one of them. Yeah, I figured I'm not going to be able to talk.
I don't think you're one of them. I think she's one of them.
Yes, that's my
what he
thinking.
meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she kind of turns away from you and starts shuffling, and you can see that there's kind of some star charts, ship schematics on some of her documents, and little tablet devices, but she kind of shuffles them to one side so you can't see them, and then Anson
Okay.
pulls you over
Yes,
Or-
yes, at that point.
for the buffet, and you get stuck into the buffet.
What did I tell you about talking to strangers? I'm sorry.
And you guys can eat some food, buy some stuff. I'll let you guys do some offline shopping at tech level 10 if you want to with ship supplies. I'll let everyone in the extended crew do some
Ugh,
tech level
who
10
wants to buy
shopping.
at tech level 10?
I know, everything gets interesting at 11, doesn't it?
Mobile phones are tech level 10.
Sorry?
Mobile phones are tech level 10.
Oh.
I know, but I want cool computer shit.
Yeah, we
You
know.
can actually do quite a lot with like I was looking at the personal computers. Tech level
I know.
10 is not the worst. It's
It's
actually
not.
pretty impressive with what you can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
with it.
But
Yeah.
some of
Absolutely.
the really good shit hits at tech level 11.
Yeah, I know, but make do
Yeah.
with what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got a tech level 12 computer already, so
Oh,
Yeah, but you can
well,
buy-
there you go.
You could buy weapons and armor, so
That's true.
when we get
Hang
to
on, hang on.
Tothan, they're tech level 13, I believe.
yeah. But don't they
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
have laws?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you
but
can't,
you
can't
know,
do that.
Yeah, they might have laws, but it doesn't mean you can't buy them. It just means you can't.
You can't brandish them.
You can't
Both
brandish them.
ends. Hooray!
No, they're also much more difficult to find a broker,
Yeah.
No, fair
depending
enough.
on what
yeah.
kind of weapon they
you
are.
say laws, I say guidelines.
Okay,
That's
right.
nice.
So, Anson and Plim are eating and shopping.
And looking for
Um,
post.
I'm going to hit up the
Looking for
data
post.
exchange and see if
Gonna
there's
hit up the
anything
data
going on there.
exchange. Okay. So let's have a broker roll from you, Ben, for Kona to see if there's anything interesting going on. But I think we're going to round up this session fairly soon because it's getting a little bit late here, and
Here we go. 10.
Billy is kindly producing for us. And
Oh, crikey, it's gone past
10.
midnight.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so what kind of thing are you looking for? You kind of get into the data services. The TAS network kind of spreads out through the asteroid.
I'm looking for
fairly
courier work,
effortlessly.
really.
Looking for
I
some
mean,
courier work to
it doesn't
Tothan.
have to be quite the same level as the one I've just done, but I want to just get a little bit of courier work on each station, transport a bit of data, get a little bit of cash, you know,
Okay.
pull my weight for the crew.
Absolutely, absolutely. You find a data transfer gig, which is slightly more secure than just mail or transmission. It's encrypted data.
That's what I do. I do encrypted data that
Absolutely.
needs personal handling.
And this is for some sort of interstellar banking conglomerate. The
And
name is
them
vaguely
I'm going
familiar
to hack
to you, but
into and rip off the data from,
okay,
but not right away.
sure.
Of course. It's not
Uh,
hacking day to day.
and that is for 4,000 credits to take some encrypted data in a wafer to Tothan. And there's again connection at the other end. Information will be provided to you on acceptance of this job, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. Do you want to?
Yeah,
take
I'll
that on?
I'll take that.
Okay,
Absolutely.
you take that on. That's cool.
Except I don't like the banks.
Sure. But at the
I
moment,
take
you're
issue
just
with the
trying to
banks.
kind of make your way. Maybe you could wheedle your way in and then hack the shit out of
That's
them. And
true, actually.
Bring them down.
It might be worth building up a
Yeah.
reputation and then destroying them.
Potentially from the inside. Okay, so you're doing that. Parsons, you go to the temple and you drop them off. It's a beautiful structure that they've built here. I think it's just sightseeing and taking a selfie. That's really all.
I was taking a photo with the two passengers
Oh yeah,
in front of the
yeah.
temple.
Oh, excellent.
Adamant
And
outfit.
and Kona had done some access on the data exchange to get a kind of digital freight of your own. And then we had got Nye and Roger scoffing down the buffet and shopping. So we go back to the ship with the post roll. Yes, we need to. We'd done the post roll, the mail. Roger was successful and rolled 6 containers of mail, which means you'll be getting 150,000 credits from the mail trip, which is really good.
Bonkers.
The mail
It's
is
pretty damn useful.
super handy. And
Yeah, I was really happy with my broker skill, thinking we were going to get like luxury robot parts, but we haven't got room because of all the bloody post.
You haven't got room because you haven't got shipped cargo.
Well, that's true.
Whereas I just walk up to the post office and go, "Look, I've got a medal," and they go, "Have post."
I believe you have some letters for me.
You got a flag?
do you have some newspapers I need to take somewhere? Big bit of string round them. Okay, so that was all going on. You've refilled the ship. Frankie, was there anything you wanted to do while you're out around the asteroid? You can see all the construction going on. There's lots of vehicles, lots of space frames kind of over sections of the asteroid while they build on the surface. Anything you wanted to do, Frankie?
Oh, sorry. I was
All right.
staring at Corin and thinking it was them. No, I'm just chilling out.
Okay,
No,
that's cool. That's cool. The ship refills, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Parsons, you come back to the pinnace with some nice pictures.
Showing people my photos on my phone.
Showing your photos. And the others at the Travelers Aid Society, you have a nice meal, some caviar, some champagne, make some deals, arrange for some mail to be shipped to your shuttle that's going to head out to the main ship. Is there anything else you wanted to do while you're there? We'll do shopping offline. You can do some shopping on the Discord, and everyone can.
No, I think we're good. I think we're looking forward to Tothan for our
Yes.
big ticket items.
Are there any persons of interest?
Other than the person that Plim had a conversation with, everyone else seems to be fairly kind of standard.
Are there any bounties?
Are there any bounties? Interesting.
Dark chocolate ones.
There's
No
a
one
dark
likes the chocolate ones,
bounty.
Leon. You're lying.
I
I love a red bounty.
No, you're wrong. Bounty's
Red
awful.
bounties
What is a
are
red
awesome.
bounty?
Dark chocolate bounty.
Dark chocolate.
Very hard to find.
Bounty is the Marmite of chocolate.
It's
Is
the
it?
one that's always left over at the end of the kind of celebrations box. Anyway,
See,
right,
I
I
like
love
bounty, but I'm not mad about.
okay. So Ben, you're interested if there are any bounties?
Yes. I'm
Could you
curious.
roll? Let's have a
Streetwise?
D3. Let's have a streetwise roll first. Yeah, let's have a streetwise roll. See what your effect is on an 8+. Okay, so -2. So let's roll a D3 -2. Sorry, D6 -2. Sorry, not a D3. We don't do D3s. Do D6s.
Oh. /D. Oh, roll. I forgot to tell it to roll. D6 -2. -1.
There is a bounty on you.
I'll take that.
Don't
Hey,
forget,
I'll
Ben,
fight you for it.
hey,
all
you've got a
cash in.
reroll, Ben. You may as well
I
use
have got a reroll,
You have
it's
got a
true.
reroll.
I want to use it on my streetwise roll.
Okay.
That's a bit more like it.
Okay. Right.
11.
11.
Thanks for reminding me, Rog. I had forgotten.
So your effect is 3. So now roll a D6 +3.
5.
There are 5 bounties available on the data exchange. Please everyone roll a D66.
All of us, including myself.
Because there's 5 of you, so you all roll a D66.
I didn't think
You'll all
that.
generate.
66.
Hold on, do you want us to roll a d66 or two d6 like you
roll,
would a
roll 2d6 actually,
Okay.
and we'll take the separate dice. Because if you roll a 6d66,
Yeah, it can be
you
a
actually
1.
get a 59, and it can be wrong. Okay, so we've got 66, a 64, a 36,
12.
36, 12, and
I literally.
Who hasn't rolled?
I'm oh no,
12.
Simon has.
8.
No, Leon hasn't.
I've lost my tab.
Just use the
Where-
dice roller, Leon.
There it's gone. 2d6, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
44.
44. Okay, right. So
Now I
Here we
get a
go.
double 6.
there is a bounty for a suspected Imperial agent that's been seen in the Minervan Sacred Realm. Someone who seems to be providing information that is counter to, like aggressively counter to doctrine. There is a retired elder statesman from the Ukarite Combine who's been seen in the area, who has been there seems to be a bounty out on them.
Alden, is it?
I'm from
It's,
Ukraine.
it's not someone. It's not someone on your crew. There is a bounty, a very strange one. It doesn't seem to be any details, but it says a rogue artificial intelligence is trying to be tracked. Further information will be provided upon request.
That's cool.
There is an imperial diplomat who has been causing trade issues for, well, allegedly been causing trade issues for the Minervan Sacred Realm, and in particular Mictlan, been conducting certain activities in the Tothan region, and therefore is being sought for. It says for questioning. It doesn't say for. It's not like dead or alive, kind of thing. And the last one is there's a journalist who has been spreading foul truths, fake news, and kind of counter to doctrine messages through their blogging on the datasphere that is being sought. That's in the Sulis region. Seems to be one that talks about Tothan, which is the Imperial diplomat, and the artificial intelligence is mysterious and doesn't say anything in particular.
But we've got some potential bounties to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, definitely record all the data and bring it back to the ship.
This is what I'm for. I'm the information guy.
Sure.
/ girl.
The Imperial
/
diplomat
person.
in Tothan, to arrange passage for him to return for questioning, there is a reward of 60,000 credits.
Hello. You have my attention.
Everyone was kind of like this. That's the
Well,
6 sounds good.
consider how much it costs you to fuel.
Yes.
True. Depends if there's post as well.
Exactly. So it's, people price these things at a rate that's not going to cover your whole costs because they know you're probably doing other things on your journeys, but they want to price it at a level that means you'll be interested to do it. And this is a fairly well-paying, pretty well-paying.
for just flying to somewhere.
Yeah.
We
It's
do
gonna
need
cost
like a
you-
staff
back.
room.
It's
that
going to
we-
cost you
with a board
40k
on
in
that we
fuel to
can
get there and
put stuff
40k in
up
fuel
on.
to get back. Yeah, but you can capture the information. But then after that, I assume you guys are going to want to be heading back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight for episode 1 of Feudal Stars. Sorry we've been plagued by a few technical issues tonight, and no doubt my stream is lagging a little bit here. But thank you everyone for joining us. Our crew returned to their vessel and are plotting their course now to Tothan, where they have a lead on a superior vessel that all of their ship shares and small ships that are going to contribute to one big fat mortgage on a bigger vessel. So it's been a fantastic first session, and hopefully we've shown you a few of the sub games and a few of the kind of quintessential parts of Traveller. And hopefully, even though we've had a few technical challenges, you will join us again next week for episode 2 of Feudal Stars. Thank you to Mongoose Publishing, our wonderful sponsors, and thank you to I've forgotten the name of our winner now. Onamichi, there you go. Onamichi just said already can't wait for part 2. There you go. Thank you everyone who entered the competition, and well done to Onamichi for winning. We'll be sorting you out as soon as possible. Please don't forget to go check out all our social media. All the links are below in the About on Twitch and in the video description on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, join us on YouTube at the weekend. And if you are watching this back on YouTube later, please come and follow us on Twitch as well. Don't forget to join us on our Discord with all of our wonderful community members. Absolutely fantastic. Every day there's great conversations going on about role-playing and much, much more. Don't forget to go and check out Ben's Kickstarter, Descendants of Darkness, which is still going, and I think it finishes on the 7th of March, and hopefully I've just put a link. Oh, there we go. Just put the link in the chat. That's fantastic. And also check out Diesel Shot and Spider Queen Long. Pat, she's done fantastic artwork for our show, which you can see on the screen right now, and for Ben's Kickstarter. That's going to be fantastic. Some great artwork there. So please check all of that out. Check out our other shows. Tomorrow night, we've got the finale of our alien show, What Lies Beneath, where Ben is going to horribly murder take his party through the final closing episode of the fantastic underwater adventure that's been going on Tethys LV 1110. So that's absolutely fantastic. I'm just watching back the last episode just to be up to date with it all. So it's been lots of fun. And then next week we've got Masks of Nyarlathotep. On Tuesday, we've our Call of Pulp Cthulhu adventures with a Call of Cthulhu starter set being given away. On Wednesday, we've got Ranger Squadron, our West End Games D6 Star Wars game run by the Garblag Troll himself, Dan. And then on Thursday, we've got episode 2 and hopefully a technical problem-free episode of Feudal Stars, our Traveller show. So hopefully you'll join us. And thank you everyone for joining us in chat. Thank you for putting up with the few technical issues we had, and we will see you next time on Garblag Games. Please stay safe and happy gaming. Bye bye.